All right. Being recorded, live streamed. Yes, good, good, good. Anyway, as I was saying, I typically use my LG Tone. Now, this thing has been through hell, but the battery lasts like 4 days, and it just goes under your collar here, like this, and poof, it's gone. Right? It's gone. And then when you need to talk on the phone, right? Bam, there you are. You're on the phone. You want to listen to music? You do the other side too, right? And then you can retract it like that. Poof, it's gone. And there's the buttons here, right? You can just reach under your collar and do it. But I won this Apple thing in a sales contest. This is the Pro EarPods or whatever it is. And I was just laughing with Giovanna because Siri, the Apple voice thing, right, will actually read your messages to you if they're short. And so, right. And so I was doing work in my garage last night at like 11 p.m., tearing up the old wood and resurfacing the walls. I'm doing this whole garage makeover. And my wife sent me a text saying that she was going to bed or something, or good night, right? So message from Shannon Lavenia, good night, right? Okay, great. And then another message comes in and it just says, message from Giovanna Druisi. That's it. I'm like, oh boy, it's not reading me the message. So I took off my gloves, got my phone out, and got to read the book that she wrote me, which is awesome. I love Giovanna. She's great. What were we talking about?
Could you just tell me the name of the thing under the collar, please, John?
LG Tone, and they've got like 5 different versions of it. This was the Pro version or whatever it was. That was like $100. Yeah. And it doesn't read you your texts. So, which I kind of prefer. Anyway, welcome everyone to our Success Mastermind for Fun Friday, the 11th of March. Speaking of Giovanna, she's got a couple jokes for us. Giovanna, if you would please.
Okay. All right. What did the dog say when he sat on sandpaper?
I don't know. What did he say?
Rough.
That is awesome. One more, please.
Okay, the other one I don't know how to do right. Okay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Moo.
Moo who?
Interrupting. Oh, I see. Say it again.
Interrupting cow. I think you're supposed to say moo again, or like louder. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Who? And before I get it out,
and then you go moo.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, we can't all be all things to all people all the time, right? So comedian Giovanna is not. So, Evelyn, you got something to share with us?
I have no jokes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to have a little discussion here today, my friends, about spontaneity. So Giovanna and I got to have a meeting before the meeting. And the idea came up of doing promotional videos on social media. Now, Shannon had given you guys a few weeks back some suggestions on how to engage via, in this case, TikTok, which I've not engaged in personally. She's getting a lot of traction with it. Sounds like Giovanna is as well. So is my daughter, actually. We got, my daughter set up with that. I don't know if it's actually on her phone. We're very concerned about, what apps are on her phone, but my daughter's promoting her slime and fidgets business. She has she actually makes slime and then sells it to other kids. So I don't get it. Like, what's the whole point? It's just a messy thing. I don't like it, but we're probably a couple $100 into, Elmer's glue and borax and, the various ingredients to make slime here. Anyway, promotion, right? That has to happen. And so one of the things that came up as we were just talking, Giovanna and I, was spontaneity. So she has been doing some videos with her dog. And that sounds like it could be pretty spontaneous, right? I'm out at the park, we're walking the dog, here's the pictures, here's the video or whatever. And what I have found is that a lot of times I tend to overthink stuff. So the exact opposite of spontaneity. So I'm going to do this promotional piece. I'm going to write the email. I'm going to shoot the video. I'm going to cause something to appear in the marketplace. And I'm going to do that deliberately and purposefully. All right, let me think. Do I need to script this out? Where should I be? How's the lighting? What about the positioning of the microphone? And oh my goodness, by the time I actually get to doing it, it lost some of the approachability or the accessibility, let's say. Now, here's the other scenario where it's, Johnny on the spot and just grab the phone and just do it. Lighting sucks. Sound hopefully is okay. And just spit it out. Just get it out or capture the moment. Right. And what happens? It was less effort. And it got done. It got done imperfectly, but it got done. The point is that it got done. And people could access that. They could mentally access it, relate to it. And this whole, the whole phenomenon of like reality TV, which in a lot of cases is staged. You guys know the so-called reality TV show. It's staged, but still, it's that voyeurism. Looking into the life of the common, whatever. So of the common celebrity, let's say, and so here's the thing that I've been guilty of through much of my career is not capturing enough footage. There was a conference call that I ran for like 10 years, which I guess now we could say is the equivalent of any one of these sessions, although it was just a conference call where people would dial in with a phone. We had really high phone bills. We had international conference calls going, and I would do a weekly training, and we didn't record it. 10 years worth of content. Yeah, the last couple of years we recorded some of it, and I can dig it up in the archives. But thinking about that whole experience of going live once a week, and we go live every day here, okay? But going live and producing something spontaneously, and yeah, I've got an idea about maybe we'll address such and such topic this week, whatever. That's fine. I don't have a script or whatever, but I've got enough ammo up here to just be spontaneous with it. But that idea of being spontaneous and relatable, but then perhaps even repurposing that for the point to the point of promotion, right? Or the podcast, the course, right? And I know some of us have been working on releases, right? You're going to release, here's your training program and whatever, but all that stuff, especially when I look around in the marketplace these days, is mostly unscripted, right? So it's not like you need to hire the Hollywood film crew to shoot this stuff. In fact, and I avoid doing this because a lot of it is just so bizarre. TikTok videos, since how this whole thing started. My wife and daughter like to end their day with laying in bed and looking at TikTok videos of like the stupidest stuff. Like I've never seen such stupid stuff. And and you're right. And some of this stuff goes, it's like viral. It's like tens of thousands of views and it's mindless. Now, John, the old fuddy-dud, every party needs a pooper. That's why we invited you, right? So I don't get it. Now, if it's obviously purely for diversion, and yet so many people are attracted to that stuff. Here's the consideration I have, right? Is that could you also contribute to other people's free time diversions, but do it in a more purposeful way, do it in a way that ultimately would cause you to be able to monetize, right? So you're getting traffic now, you're getting known. I didn't know who Evelyn was yesterday, but now that I saw 5 of her funny videos or her instructive videos, this is one of the things my wife is telling me to do. John, you're tearing up the garage. Why don't you film yourself doing it? Well, first of all, it's a pain in the ass. I'm going to set up a tripod. I'm like ripping stuff down and okay. But I could tell you that I personally would go on YouTube, I've got this, I've got these concrete block walls, and I'm going to affix stuff to the walls. And I'm not a construction guy. I don't know, right? So I'm researching, concrete anchor methods or different types of concrete anchors. I got an education on YouTube from like professional contractors about what kind of anchor to use with what color. It's brick, that's solid concrete, that's hollow block. Here's the kind of anchor you use. I prefer this one, that one. Here's the length, here's the diameter, here's the load bearing capacity. I know all kinds of stuff now about concrete anchoring from social media. Excuse me. And, because I want to do it once and do it right. I also don't want shit falling off my walls, onto my car or motorcycle. So I got to know this stuff, right? And guess what? Tens of thousands, in some cases, 100,000 views on the instructional video. Now, does Joe the Fix-It guy, does he get, how does he monetize that? I guess there's he gets a couple of pennies when people, click the ad that, was attached to the video, for whatever that's worth. A lot of, YouTubers, I mean, they're not making a full-time income. Okay. But does that also build trust and credibility, which are two key words when we're talking about selling anything on the internet? The number one question on people's minds is, who can I trust, whether they vocalize that or not? Right. The book that we're digging into this week and for the next month is Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. And a lot of that, the vast majority of that book, has to do with establishing your credibility as what he calls the prize, right? So framing yourself and your offer as the prize. So the customer wants it, right? Obviously. So we're talking about positioning in the marketplace and posture and all that. So credibility has a big part to play in that. Now, that's not something that is simply, oh, look at my diploma. That could be part of it, right? Here's my college degree or something, for whatever that's worth these days, which isn't much, depending on what field you're in. If you're a brain surgeon or something, yeah, where's your degree? But in terms of being able to prosper in the new economy, I really don't care about like what some third party, university said that you studied or something. Can you help me get a result? Now we're talking, right? And sure enough, some of the most successful people in modern times are, they don't have any like specialized training, self-educated perhaps, right? And quite often, but it's like Grant Cardone says, best known beats best. Best known beats best. So the unspoken recognition of your credibility exists because you spontaneously put yourself out there, not perfectly, and not necessarily with something that you could immediately monetize. Like now that you learned about the concrete anchors, come buy them from me. No, although there could be some affiliate links, right? So here's the link to, I guess, homedepot.com or something, and or Amazon or whatever, and you can get a few pennies from that too. So that happens. But the whole idea that I'm going with here today is let me phrase it this way. What could stop you or me or any of us from being more known, right? From putting yourself out there more? Quite often, I will tell you, it's a thing where we overthink it. Not spontaneous. Okay. These videos that go viral, and they get lots of views and whatever, to whatever end. Again, I'm not qualifying it as a profitable thing, but these people are getting known. They're funny little things, typically diversions, spontaneous, not necessarily scripted. Some of it I'm sure is. So consider that. And look, video may not be your thing, right? I was celebrating with Giovanna that she did the video. She, shot, pictures of her dog. I haven't seen the videos. I'm not on TikTok. Although it seems that I have to, bite that bullet. Missy says, not the housewives, right? Okay. So we have the ability to impinge upon the attention of people who don't know us yet. What would stop us from doing that? Well, typically we could sum it up into, one idea. What will they think? That's an idea, right? What other considerations? It might not be good enough. Well, what the hell does that mean? Good enough for who? Right. So yeah, your silly video about, dance moves or something isn't good enough for John, but I'm not the marketplace. I'm one guy at a 7.5 billion. I'm not going to watch your silly dance video. My wife will, my daughter will laugh. But yeah. Now, could you picture me doing that? Here's the question, I guess, right? So we're not talking about forcing yourself to being something that you're not. There is value, whether you know it or not, in being yourself. And to whatever degree I've become known in the marketplace, it's because I've put myself out there authentically. And in the fields that I operate in, and coaching and sales and marketing and all this, that I think, well, I don't think, I know people, they want that. They want something real. They don't want like, some canned fake kind of a thing, right? Somebody they can relate to. And not everybody does relate to me, just like not everybody relates to Missy or Adrian or Evelyn, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to try and be all things to all people? There was a song. It's all right now. I learned my lesson. Well, you can't please everyone, so you've got to please yourself. You guys know those lyrics, right? So trying to be all things to all people is a sure way to fail. Albert Green Hubbard said, to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. So that's the opposite of putting yourself out there spontaneously and building notoriety, credibility, and all of that via whatever medium. Okay. Now, some professions are more serious than others. But what do people respond to? Now, if you are the brain surgeon, I'm not saying you need to do, crazy dancing TikTok videos with, flying cats or whatever, although I suppose that's a possibility. But would that endear you, just for the purposes of your enterprise, would that endear people to you? Maybe, I don't know. Would that make you more credible as a brain surgeon? Probably not. Although, I'm just coming up for me right now. Here's the other side of that, is that, wow, this person's also fun. They must value life. Well, they probably would do a really good job when it's work time, right? Because they also have the balance of, diversion and play, right? So they know that the person that they're operating on, is also a person that wants to enjoy life. Look, they're enjoying life. Could that be, guys? I'm just working this out in my own mind right now. Could that be useful to you in your very serious enterprise? The fact that you're not always, so serious, that could be good. That could be good. What do you guys think? What could we do, each of us? And I'd love suggestions. Like, really, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to ask you to give me suggestions, because I don't know. I would like your opinions. Yes, I value your opinion, Missy and Evelyn, right? I value your opinion, Linda and Daisy. What could I do that is completely, could be, it's John, okay, but it's different than anything you've ever seen from me that you think would be fun to watch on the interwebs. Okay. And then we could go around if you guys want. I mean, I can give you suggestions, because I know all of you pretty well. I could give you suggestions on what you could do that might seem out of character and flippant, but it's something you could put out there without being so damn serious. What do you guys think? I'd love to, any suggestions, please come on out. All right. So I'm seeing here in the chat, and I'd rather hear you than read it, but Missy, you've got the floor.
John, you're very intelligent and cerebral, and you can distill very complex mental authors, high level words. You could distill it down for people, but you're also funny as hell. So yeah, I'd like to see you putting up a fan and saying shit, when you drop it and the screw doesn't work. And yeah, Shannon was right. Yeah, set up the tripod in the garage because it is the other side of you that people don't get to see so much. I mean, if they're seeing your YouTubes, I don't know if you know, but you say rat with cheese every day. Don't be a rat chasing cheese. That is I'm going to hang that up. But I think it's a great idea. I know Lindsay has done fantastic ones on Facebook, just brilliant. And she should talk to Lindsay. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Other than copy Lindsay, I don't know what I could do. But that hasn't occurred to me yet. I'm not a tiki-taka person. But
Yeah. Chinese spyware. It's everywhere now.
I think she probably would shut up because I talk too much. So.
Well, there you go. You know what would be fun for you, since you just gave me a suggestion? Let me give you one, and that is to do half a monologue. So like you're already talking, you're like griping about something, and then you turn the camera on like mid-sentence, and then you get a couple sentences out, and then you just turn the camera off, and people have like no idea what is she even griping about. That would be a hoot, I think. Right.
I could do that, boy.
That's it. And we can apply it to anything. So just a little demonstration on Italian dramatic griping. So, oh my goodness. Thank you, Missy. Evelyn,
Okay.
how are you?
I'm not sure what you should be doing other than the concrete anchors. I would watch that. But
Uh-huh.
while you were talking, I just uploaded a video to YouTube and I figured out how to do it on TikTok. So this was very productive.
Oh, good. Good.
There's one thing that goes on TikTok. Maybe you've seen this. A type of video will be produced that goes viral, and then other people sort of copy that template. For example, my son.
You muted somehow. You muted.
So he showed me the video where somebody had this calf like their pet, and they were giving them, they were doing like the oil on the nose and on the hooves with the strawberry and all the cream and the salt scrub. I was like, is this real? And then he showed me like 3 others that other people had done. So it might be something to do to figure out what the thing is this week that people are doing, and then slip your product in there somehow.
Okay.
It's an idea.
There you go. More ideas. Thank you, Evelyn. Good times. And what is it that you could do, Evelyn? Well, I guess what you just suggested, right? So that's one. But when I think of you, Evelyn, I think of someone who's like a strong-minded, strong-willed, powerful woman, kind of a person, right? And a mom, right? So perhaps something to do with just motherhood, maybe something off the cuff. I don't know. You got any ideas on that?
How to make sure your son has a protein breakfast before he gets out the door on time. Yeah, to catch
there
them.
you go. Protein, not just carbs.
I don't know. Mostly if I can find a way to get out of my own way,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that on a video.
Good.
3 ways to get out of your own way.
3 ways to get out of your own way. Sounds interesting and instructive. Hey, Virginia. Now with Virginia, we know all about those cookies, right?
Hey, so I'm not going to put my image on because I am masking my face, doing all this stuff, packing to leave tomorrow morning for Albuquerque. But I wanted to contribute to go on to Pinterest. I just took a Pinterest class yesterday, and I've been wanting to do more with it. But Pinterest trends. So look up Pinterest and then trends, TRENDS, and they can predict the future. They have a crystal ball. They know what consumers are looking for and what's going to be coming out in the next few weeks and months. So you can tailor your products, your advertising towards the trends in the market. So that's my tip for the day.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Pinterest as a search engine for pictures, right? And keywords. Okay.
Go to their trends and they'll tell you what's getting right, what's trending, what's coming up. So where are we now? We're in March. So probably it's already past the Mother's Day. They're looking at stuff that's going to be trending probably for the summer. I would anticipate. I haven't done a search on Pinterest trends in a while, but you get a jump start on what's coming out a few months down the line that consumers and their statistics, their research is like the best out there in social media right now for predicting what
Okay.
consumers you're looking for.
Got it. Got it. So that's if we're looking to do something that would go into these future trends, that could be a great indicator. I don't know if that means, you need to take a picture with a beach ball or something, although I guess that's a possibility, but just knowing where people's attention is going.
They're getting ready to do their garages over in the summer so they can be organized. So you would know that, kind of.
Oh, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that. And it's not just an idea to make something anymore. Pinterest is even expanding into, consulting businesses. Where are you looking for this or creativity aspects? So it's not necessarily always do-it-yourself projects anymore. They're really, I think their stock is way down. I bought it when it was high a year ago. It
Oh,
crashed. Or I think I'm going to buy some more now that it's like only $20 some a share or something, because Pinterest is really making some very significant advances, and they're really going towards sustainability, and they're going towards completely vetting all of their creators and things to make sure that everything is of the highest quality for, like Amazon might say, the best customer experience. But yeah, very impressed. And you might be able to catch a replay of that Pinterest for 2022.
okay.
Pinterest, whatever, if you look at that.
So they're vetting people who submit pictures?
No, like they have a lot of people who are on there as creators. I didn't totally understand everything, so I'm going to rewatch it. But
Okay.
if you like go with someone on there, and there are business aspects of Pinterest that if you can partner with them and create different marketing strategies and things to partnership with them and really launch your business forward on there.
Okay. Great. Well, as soon as I hear of, a big technology company vetting people, I immediately think censorship because of what we've lived with for the last few years. But I think that's all turning
They
around.
didn't use that word vetting. I'm just putting it in there, kind of describe that, how they're making sure that everyone has got the same, aligning with the same values and principles that the company represents.
Right. Their values. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Virginia. Awesome stuff. Pinterest. I don't know that I've ever been on Pinterest deliberately to find stuff. Now, I know I've seen in search engine results, here I am on DuckDuckGo, which is a search engine that I use. And here's the image results, and I'm looking for a certain picture. Oh, and that happens to be on Pinterest. So I guess, that's also, they're feeding the search engines with that content.
It's always been my understanding that it then leads you somewhere else. So it's just like an information site. So then when you would click on the board or the post, it would then lead you maybe to another website or something. But they're setting up shops so that you can actually, as the consumer, buy the product right from your Pinterest board on there.
Wow.
And what they have also found is that shoppers on Pinterest are more open to new brands.
Oh,
And once they find a new brand they like, they are very loyal to that new brand than on any other social media.
wow. That's very interesting.
We've all got new brands.
Who would have thunk it? That's awesome. Thank you, Virginia.
You're welcome.
Let's hear from Mandy and then Linda. Hey, Mandy.
Hi, John. I've got so many different ideas all over this page. I don't know where to start. I'll start
please.
YouTube. No, not necessarily ideas what you can do, but I have got a couple. No, I've got a couple. Yes, YouTube. Even on YouTube, there's this really funny lady who does something for budgeting, which you wouldn't expect to be funny, but she's got such a good sense of humor. And you go to it, and she engages you on it. So even on YouTube, you can have the funny bits. But I still think, like Shannon said, that TikTok, these short videos is the way to go. And I think for you, you could do something like, you have to do something different that's not serious, because you do it all now, don't you? So you need to do something like when you go to the gym, when you climb a mountain, or yes, do your garage, or go out when you're playing with the dog. You could do the dog like Giovanna's done. You could be playing with your dog outside. Something that shows who you are, as more about you than the business necessarily. But you could still put the business on there as well. So when I followed Shannon's link when she was doing it all, like Giovanna said, I thought her session was really good. So I went and had a look at #smallbusiness, and the younger people are there, and they've got, like, if they're like Amazon sellers, they have got their labels printing out all over the place. So they're showing what they're printing. They're showing you packaging things. They're coming on if they've done a really good sale, and they're saying, look, I got this today. And that's all they're doing. They're just showing their business as they're working through it, which I think is excellent. And the software that, or the app that Shannon said. So I went on there and I did do a quick video without me in it on that one, on my business, on KPIs and things, but I put that on the Facebook page. But now I need to go, and I wrote it down right earlier, go and set up a TikTok account, and now go and do one with me in it and do that. But again, I'd probably have to do some funny ones in there somewhere, not just the business. Mm-hmm. It's definitely the way to go. What else did I have down here? I think that's it. But yeah, the short ones. And I've gone to YouTube for everything as well. So in the sense of, if I need to do something around the house, so I've taken a toilet, it couldn't be worse really, but a toilet apart and put it back together, all based on what I saw on YouTube. There was a leak on it. It was like, wow, we didn't do that years ago. You'd have to go and get a plumber and pay a fortune. It's amazing what you can find on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are some good things about social media. Yeah, definitely.
Sure is. Thank you, Mandy.
You got to get on there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to take some video this weekend. We're going to be over at the Gator Nationals drag racing. So that'll be fun, right? That's not business. That's just watching crazy stuff go down. So thank you, Mandy. And Linda. Hey, Linda. Good to see you, my friend. Where's Linda?
Hey, John. Hey, everyone.
Hey. Yeah.
So the thing that comes to mind for me, for you to do a video about, is organizing.
Organizing?
Yes.
Is that fun?
Like, well, no, but okay. So it could be fun. You could make it fun.
Okay. Yeah, I could. I could very forcefully put things where they need to be. I could do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, because you're so good at it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could do a comedy kind of thing about it, I guess.
All right, let me think on
and then,
that.
So keyword searching, I would go to YouTube. I feel like more and more people are just getting away from Facebook. They don't like what they stand for. So, if you wanted to do a serious video, you could do that on YouTube. I think you should do the garage thing like your wife said.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take some short videos of garage stuff, and and then I'll publish that. You know what? I should have taken more videos while there was still wood nailed to the walls and all this. I just got a pile of wood outside now that I'm going to have to get removed. Actually, wood's pretty valuable these days. Anybody need some wood? I got a pile of it. All right, I'm not going to be using it for anything else. It's from the 70s.
You could probably sell it.
Yeah. I'm just going to list it on Facebook Marketplace and see who wants to show up with a truck and take it. I did have one guy. Listen to this, Linda and everyone. I did have one guy who's he's getting into woodworking and crafts, and tables and whittling and whatever. And so Shannon posted, free wood on Facebook Marketplace. So the guy came, he got some wood, and he was like, "Hey, you got any more wood?" And she's like, "Actually, my husband is taking down the wooden shelving. He could use a hand. You want to come out and help? Bring your tools and take all the wood you like." And he did. I'd never met this guy before. Mm-hmm. He drove in from across Tampa Bay, right? So we're on the west side. He's over in Tampa. and we worked together for like a few hours, and then he left with a truckload of wood, and I got all this crap out of my garage. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I got a new friend.
Yep. There you go.
And he's an Indian guy.
Yeah.
And then we went and ate Indian food that night, not with the guy, but my wife and I were like craving Indian food for some reason that day. So yeah, we got little India over here. And man, can they cook.
I
Yeah.
needed to get rid of a backyard pool one time, and I just put it on Facebook, free, come and get it. So they took it all down for me.
Nice.
So yeah.
Good stuff.
But yeah, comedy, organizing comedy thing. I don't know.
Well, you know what I could do?
You-
I could just
you
take
are
my
the
phone into my
master.
daughter's room and, you know, behold, ladies and gentlemen, behold. And
There you
then,
go.
you know, come into my office. Right.
Do it like a speedy thing. A speedy
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
I don't know.
Thank
Okay.
you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Anybody else today on our Fun Friday? Mandy's wishing good luck to, or, you know, success to Virginia in her new role, her temporary role. Yeah, Virginia, go kick ass because they need help down there in Albuquerque.
Thank you.
John, why don't you play your guitar and play a record from your past as well?
I could do that. I
Yeah,
could do
that's
that.
see that
Oh, my
side of
goodness.
you.
That's one thing. I've got endless supply of music that I could, you know, I can't perform it, but you know what's interesting about that too, and just for what it's worth, I was contacted by a guy via Facebook Messenger. He is a publisher. Runs like a little record label, and he is doing a re-release of my old band from the 1990s. Yeah. And so he contacted me for not only permission, because I own the copyrights, but also artwork and any pictures that have never been released before and stuff. So I was digging up out of my archive, and this is while moving, right? So I dug up finally the original artwork from the artist for the album cover, and here's pictures that no one's ever seen before. He's like, man, this is gold. So yeah, there's going to be a new Torture Crypt record coming out.
That's fantastic. And then you could do your music and then quickly do a quick cut to you reading from Integrity is Everything.
Yeah, right.
Then you back to the guitar. I think it would be hysterical.
Well, yeah. It's maybe like the whole Gemini thing. There's like two of me. Here's the metal thing, and here's the philosophy, right?
There may be three of you in there.
Maybe three. I don't know. Okay. Well, what would that be? It would be Gemini. Gemini plus a few other things. Anyway, thank you, Missy. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? No other thoughts? Okay, very good. So then, the metal philosopher says Adrian. Really, bro. I sometimes sit and I think, how did I end up like this? Right. So on one hand, you know, all that, and on the other hand, all that must be a Gemini thing. So anyway, I love you guys. Let's have an awesome end of our week and great weekend. I am going to be out of communication much of this weekend, although I will be shooting video, right? So I'll be doing the drag racing thing. I will be back here at 6 p.m. Eastern for anybody who wants to be heard. I'll be listening. Okay, so 6 p.m. Eastern, be heard for any of our members here. Excuse me, if you're seeing this on YouTube and you're not a member, we can solve that problem for you. You can go to jlsuccessmastermind.com, grab yourself a trial membership. Guaranteed you're going to love it. And I'll be back here with you guys later today. So thank you again, my friends. Great suggestions, great session.